live video. Here we go. Comments will appear on this. Finish when it's done. Eight o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's Otway at lockdown. Okay. Fire up the mirror ball. Hey. Right. Okay. Here we are. Otway gig in my living room. No expense spared on the set. First thing I must do, actually, before we start the show is wish some people a happy birthday. There's a reason I should do that now rather than later, and I'll go through them. There's Cheryl, whose birthday is on the 31st, Erica, whose birthday is today, and Sophie Tinker is 21 today, and she's never seen me before. She's an Otway virgin. And the person that suggested, right, that I should say happy birthday to her said, it might be an idea if you said happy birthday to her now before you sing, because she won't be listening to us afterwards. But I'll try and keep Sophie's attention and the rest of you for as long as I can. You know, although this is my living room, it is actually a proper gig. And what does that mean? That means we simply have to start with my hit. Otherwise, I wouldn't know where to go or where to start or what. I know there's people. I've had a few emails from people that have never seen me before. So it is important that I say exactly the same thing that I've said for all my gigs. And interestingly enough, next year I'm going to be doing my 5,000th gig. So think about how many times I've actually done this introduction, and think how awkward it would be if I tried to start doing something without doing this introduction. Okay, this is my first hit from 1977. Yep, I've been a pop star for a long time. My first hit was called A Core Baby That's Really Free. I'm not going to play it all because there's no guitarist, and you know, my playing will be shown up, I think, quite quickly if I attempted to do the solos. So I'll just do a verse of it, largely so that the people who haven't seen me before do know that I've had a hit and have some idea of how it went. It was called Core Baby That's Really Free, and it went like this. Well, I wake up in the morning. Tell me, lady, what do you see? I sing my true love, and she walks away, she kisses me, I say, Core baby, that's really free. I go walking down your house. Tell me, baby, is it good for me? Come on, pa. You just wanna kick me, I say. Core baby, that's really free. Oh, really free, really free. Really, really, really to kick me. Okay, so there you go. That was a little medley of my first hit. What I'm going to do now, and this will come as a surprise to very few people watching, is the B-side of my first hit. Because Sophie Tinker out there is only 21, but I have no idea how good this song is unless I explain to her. Think about it. A turn of the millennium, how old was Sophie Tinker? About 2 or something. But anyway, when she was just a little Sophie Tinker, the BBC had a poll for Poetry Week to find what the nation thought were the greatest lyrics that had been written in those years since Christ was born. And the BBC were quite surprised. I mean, I was a bit. And Sophie, if she'd been old enough, would have been shocked to discover that Beware of the Flowers, 'cause I'm sure they're going to get you, yeah, was voted the nation's 7th favourite lyric. Yesterday by Paul McCartney, number 6. This song almost as good as Yesterday by Paul McCartney, and better than anything written by Bob Dylan. Okay, Sophie, feast on this, okay? Okay, let's make this the lockdown for Otway. Look out, baby, look out, pet. Here's the kid who's gonna get the blues when you go away. I'm on fire because I'm in love with a girl who's not the girl she was when I was out with her. I saw you in the garden, baby, you looked so debonair. Beware of the flowers, cause I'm sure they're gonna get you, yeah. I won't cry if you say goodbye, baby, I just kick myself inside. I really wanted to go home. You might say that today was the very last time you talk this way. Go tell him on your own. Well, I'd tell him where to go to, baby, but you know I wouldn't dare. Beware of the flowers, cause I'm sure they're gonna get you. Ow. Yeah. Thank you. I can hear the applause, it's really funny. It sort of like comes through in sort of streams with people sort of, I'm hoping, because the screen is the other way to me, but I'm hoping there's loads of typing, wow, that was good. Hope so. Find out later, because I can't wait to look back and say, now what did people think of that? And I think some of the people that probably didn't think it was very good just turned off. Okay, let's look at a couple of interesting things. When this song came about, I used to take my daughter Amy to school on the school run, and I used to go and be outside the school, and I'd sort of say hi to all the other mums. There wasn't many dads, so I'd say hi to all the mums. And there was this one mum, right? I was a little snob. And I go hi like that, and she just blanked me. And I got really annoyed about it. And it's funny, isn't it, how different people have ways of sort of trying to deal with that. Some try to internalise their anger. But me, I'm an artist, so I can write a song. So I wrote this song about this snobbish woman snubbing me, and she didn't know. It was funny, I used to go and do all these gigs, and I played this song, and the audience would laugh and cheer, and I go back the next day and go, hi, and she snubbed me, and I go, because she had no idea, right? The night before, all these people were laughing at her. And my favourite was doing the Royal Albert Hall, right? And so I did the Royal Albert Hall, and I did this song, and 4,500 people, right, in Royal Albert Hall laughing. And it was great. Took my daughter to school the next day, she snubbed me. Royal Albert Hall was laughing at her. It's great being a pop star, isn't it? You can really get at people. So this is the song I wrote for her. Here it goes. The eyes in her head are angled in a way she can look down her nose at people like me. She's got a super glue fixed smile, looks like a reptile looking the other way. She's married to Mr. Powerbrain, she's Mrs. Goodmum. I wish I didn't see her every day, cause all I want to do is yell Yahoo sucks and wave my willy in the air. And all my intelligent, sensible friends say, she's just got the problem, not her. Every time I meet, she closes her ears in case I've got something to say. As if I'm a 6-foot intellectual midget that's unfortunately got in her way. She's Mrs. Clean Cut with a stupid haircut. I wish I didn't see her every day, cause all I want to do is yell Yahoo sucks and wave my willy in the air. And all my intelligent, sensible friends say, it's you that's got the problem, not her. I'm not being ridiculous or infantile, it's not me that's in the wrong, but it makes me so angry, I could write a song. The eyes in her head are angled in a way she can look down her nose at people like me. She got a superly fixed smile. Looks like a reptile looking the other way. She's married to Mr. Parabrine, she's Mrs. Goodmum. I wish I didn't see her every day, 'cause all I want to do is yell yaboo sucks and wave my willy in the air. Now all my intelligent, sensible friends say, it's you that's got the problem, not her. It's you that's got the problem, not her. Thank you very much, thank you. This is going to be interesting because I've noticed, and it's going to be one of probably the only time I actually play this song where nobody heckles. Or should I say, being here on my own, there is nobody to heckle. However, it's funny, I'm sure if I play this, I can almost hear through the ether heckles happening. Or maybe the heckles will just happen as people type them in as the song goes along. Well, we'll find out. Well, there is a house down in New Orleans. Well, they call it Rising Sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy. Oh God, I know I'm one. My mother, she was a tailor. She sewed blue jeans. Just coming on to him, my father, he was a gambling man. Down in New Orleans. Now, the only thing that a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. Now it's two things. Didn't write it. And every time he ever feels satisfied, here's a when he's all drunk. So our mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done. And spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, there is a house down in New Orleans, oh yeah, and I call it the Rising Sun. This is the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. And God, oh no, who's a prat? I'm one. Oh, it's weird. You do all that and you think, wow, that was great. And nobody applauds. It's very, very, very strange. Have to get used to it though. Lockdown, less applause in lockdown. Right, I did have the request, actually. It is strange really, I think, if, I mean, I like these songs and then it's weird. People actually want to hear them. And if they do, then I ought to play them for them. This is a nice song called Poetry and Jazz. She said it's hard for me to explain to you the brightness of the light. I can still remember when my life was like that. A real and painless beauty I remember as a kid, when I thought that I knew everything, and in a way I did. She was a virgin then, a child in a million, with deep round hazel eyes of blazing intuition. She called me over to her side and said, "Will you please listen? I want to show you something, and it's something I've just written and I'm calling it Poetry and Jazz." She watched her happy family turn to a broken home. Her father left with someone else, her mother on her own. Her 14th birthday, her mother spent in tears, and she celebrated on her own her adolescent years. It was hell then, caught in the crossfire of an emotional triangle she couldn't keep together. I held her softly and she sobbed upon my shoulder, saying, "As you are the closest thing I've got to a brother, explain to me, why is life so sad?" 16 was better, because 16 was boys, makeup, parties, alcohol and clothes, and saying to your boyfriend, "Come on, get out of bed. Look, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and my mother's coming back." And she smiled then, her eyes filled with laughter. She didn't know if it was love, but it didn't really matter. She called me on the phone and said, "Hey, get this, big brother. I just got rid of one boyfriend and got myself another, and listen, this one drives a jag." She left school and boyfriends for university, 3 years of study for an art degree. Her clothes were outrageous, her hair was many colours, her work was radical, and so were her ideas. She said, "This is brilliant, this place is heaven." On a score of 1 to 10, I'd give this place 11. It kicks you up the ass and it fires you with ambition. I often used to feel as if life was just a prison. Now I realise it isn't quite that bad. I was invited to an exhibition a little while ago, to an art gallery in Paris where she has a studio. She looked sophisticated. She was wearing a bronze tan and she'd sold all her work for some outrageous sum. And I looked at her and I started laughing. I said, "Look, you're supposed to be an artist. You're supposed to be suffering." And she just smiled back and pointed to this painting of a young girl around which she'd written out this poem she'd shown me once called Poetry and Jazz. My name is Angela. I am 12 years old and I've given up on working hard and doing as I'm told. I see a child psychologist who's spotted in my head a recipe for delinquency or something just as bad. But I'll fight for my independence. I see the world in another way to my teachers and my parents. My priorities are different and my life is not as aimless. I am not disruptive and I'm not dangerous. I have a rhythm on purpose like poetry and jazz. She said, "It's hard for me to explain to you the brightness of the light. I can still remember when my life was like that. A real and painless beauty I remember as a kid, when I thought that I knew everything, and in a way I did." Thank you. Okay, right, this has worked quite well. I've enjoyed it. It reminds me of when I first started doing gigs and walked on stage and did songs and nobody clapped. And me just having to convince myself, no, I am good, it is really, really good. It'll just take them a little bit of time to work out that that is in fact the case. Okay, so I might do this again. Actually, I'll look and see what responses I get for this particular lockdown, and I might do another lockdown if it works well. I'll finish with this. Some of you might remember this, that when we did DK5080, and no, before that, one of my first singles. One of the ways we tried to sort of sell it was by doing a live in your living room. And people would buy the record, but only 3 copies had no vocals on it, just the backing track. And the idea was I would go around their house, stand between their stereo speakers and sing the vocals live. And when we were doing the last album, Montserrat, and we're looking for things to do for Kickstarter, I thought we could do the same thing. So the whole album. And before the album was released, anybody that was prepared to have me in their living room and pay a lot of money would have me coming round, standing between their stereo speakers and add the vocals live. Now, you might be quite curious as to what that might have been like. And it's quite funny because I haven't been invited back to anybody's house that I did it in. But you can get some sort of idea what it was like, and this take a bit to setting up. But I've, on my computer, got the Live in Your Living Room backing tracks. And so this is what it's like in my living room, and you can work out whether or not you should, when Kickstarter came up, have had me around the house. This might take a few seconds to set up, but this is a song from Montserrat, and the reason I've chosen this one is that the band, actually, my band genuinely like the album, and there's only one track on it that they don't like, and they're not here. But they were, because it was my album, they were forced to play on it. Right, so just as I'll have a go at my band, seeing as they're not here and they can't do anything about it. This is from the album Monster, and I'll leave you with this. It's called A Real Tears from Both Eyes. When I was a young boy, my mama used to say, "You ain't hurt too bad, now go back out and play." But I was only 11, I didn't realise when she'd laugh it off and when she'd sympathise. So I remember asking her, "How is it, you know, when it's really serious and when you let it go?" She said, "John, obvious, when a young boy cries, if it's very, very bad, there are real tears from both eyes." Real tears from both eyes. Real tears from both eyes. Real tears from both eyes. A few years later, when I was a teenager, one emotional drama would be followed by another. Sometimes I'd be moody, and sometimes I'd be sad, but I would write romantic songs when it got really bad. And because I was poetic, folk would empathise. They knew what it was like to have real tears from both eyes. 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 So I became a singer, and things happened very fast. After an appearance on the old Gravesell test, it was my first time as a guest on national television. I was going to do my best to make a big impression. But the millions watching, it wasn't hard to tell. Well, it wasn't stupid, he must have also hurt like hell. And Wild Willie Barrett said, "No way did you disguise the fact that that was agony." There were real tears from both eyes. 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 When we can album and I need another song, I'll tell the band I've got this thing if they'll just play along. No, I don't expect excitement and I don't expect surprise. Just a look of resignation when I say, it's called Real Tears from Both Eyes. 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 Tears from both eyes. Real tears from both eyes. Real tears from both eyes. Real tears from both eyes. Thank you very much. Happy lockdown. Turn the mirror ball on.